Thank you, Father. Give it up for Father, because he's jacked. Father, actually, you've slimmed down since I've seen you, like you're not. Right? You're like in better shape now. If I was as good a shape as you are, I would be dead. I don't know. You're a stud. Okay, let's get this out of the way. This is Oprah. Oprah is my 9-month-old service dog in training. I am a master service dog trainer. So Oprah doesn't listen to anything I say. It's kind of like a preacher's kid. Usually dog trainers' kids are the worst. But I had a service dog for the last 5 years, and we were hit by a Stanley steamer van. Oh, I guess there's litigation. We were hit by a Stanley Beamer van. Good girl, yeah. And that service dog's name was Daisy, and Daisy was buckled in, but she still went flying because they hit us so hard. And Daisy now has PTSD. Daisy was my PTSD service dog, and now my PTSD service dog has PTSD. That's funny. Like, God knows what he's doing. Because if it happened to you, you would be crushed. But I'm crushed, but it's kind of funny. So we tried for 3 years to fix Daisy. Daisy is on so much Xanax that she's just constantly smiling. I didn't know dogs could smile, but she's kind of like, hey. She lives with my mom and dad, who my dad went to school with my Uncle Jerry, right? And that's why we are cousins. Go figure. But as I was saying to my friend Kyle, we're not really cousins. So, I'm just saying. Like, it would be great to get our families. Hey! Okay, stop it. Okay, so anyway, let's get back. I also have ADD really bad, so some of you, like the women probably can like go, and the guys are like, like, sir, the man who said bomb sniffing dog, where are you? I got it when I was using the restroom, and I'm like, that guy's hilarious. I get it now. Bomb sniffing, because if I suck. Okay, that's good. That's funny. Is that what you meant, though? Because that was funny. Because if you meant that, that was hilarious. All right. Just turn around. The exits are back there, and then the handicapped exit is right next to it. What is that? I don't know what that means. Does anyone know that? I've never seen that before. That's cool. Anyway, okay. It probably means there's a ramp there. Is that what that means? Susie? Susie? Is that what it means? Just kidding, Susie. I stared at her for a minute. Okay, so, Susie, we're going to be Facebook friends by the end of the night. And of course you don't. Susie! Susie, you're going to like me on Pinterest. Damn it, Susie. Okay, so, Oprah stay. So I have the ADD, I have the PTSD, I got all the channels. Thank you. HGTV. I got that too. But okay, so I'm training Oprah. I do comedy full time, and then for fun I train service dogs. Most people have a real job and then do comedy the weekends. I do the opposite because I do what I want. But a lot of people see me with a dog and they say, "Oh, are you blind?" No lie, a lady said this to me in a drive-thru. I'm driving. So the other day, I get on early with Oprah because we like to sit in the bulkhead because she's only 55 pounds now, but she's only 9 months, so she's gonna get big, just like me. I'm gonna get bigger. What? So we're boarding early, and as is my right, and the what's it called? The waitress, what are they called? Stewardess? Flight attendant, racist. She was like, "Oh, can I help you?" Because she thought I was blind. And she said, "Are you blind?" I said, "No, actually, my dog is." And I promptly walked her to the side of the plane, just like, I didn't really. Maybe I did. But people ask all the time, "Why did you name her Oprah?" And I'm like, duh, it's hilarious, first of all. Because, two, I live in a very rough neighborhood, and the key is, like, if you are, like, on the subway and there's crazy people, you have to out-crazy the crazy, and they'll leave you alone. If you're just standing there, like, nice and calm, they'll come up and you go, oh, you know? And so, me, I live by people, they're very nice, but they have face tattoos. And as I watched Locked and Snapped and all those shows, I know what they mean. Yeah. Anyway, so I yell things like, you know, Oprah! And they think I'm crazy, because I'm constantly yelling at Oprah. And I'm yelling things like, don't drink out of the toilet, Oprah! So when they see me down by the mailbox, they're like, you go ahead. Okay. It is funny in a public restroom when I say, Oprah, don't take that off the floor. And people are like, no, go ahead. Here's $5. That's good times. So I don't know, were we trying last year to come? I don't know, but October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and this is my year anniversary of my breast cancer, so thank you for coming. Yeah. About this time last year, what is it? No, we're 20 days off, but I had a double mastectomy. They're great. Everyone should have one. They're fun. But I had that, and that was dumb. Don't do that. It was my dad, all of his family, all of his brothers and sisters have had different kinds of cancer. My sister had breast cancer, my mom had breast cancer, dad had prostate cancer. So they tell me I couldn't get prostate cancer, but I still get it checked out every year, just to be on the safe side. So I knew it was coming. And it finally came, and I'm like, it's not that big of a deal. No, I'm kidding. It was horrible, but it was great because I had such a faith community, and it was so awkward to see these grandpas that I've known forever at my church go, I'm praying for you, or, you know. Trigger cancer. It was awesome. I love making people feel uncomfortable through the Lord. So last September 25th is the day I got diagnosed with breast cancer. It was also the day I was supposed to meet my friend at this Fit Body Boot Camp. They were doing Vista, where I live, is a microbrewery capital of the U.S. It's awesome. Okay, so they're a marathon. Now, I don't run unless being chased. I think running is stupid. I think that nowhere in the Bible does Jesus like, hey guys, let's go running! Yeah! Everywhere it's like Jesus walked. Walked. Never did it say, and the Lord came up out of breath from a 5-mile run with Peter and said, it does, Father Sean, okay, towards the end of the Bible, after like Jesus fights the dragon, there's a part where it says like one of the disciples ran faster than the other one. Was it Luke or something? That guy, he's a jerk. Right? Like, isn't that funny though that it made it through all these translations? It's like, and the other one was fat, he ran slow, but I beat him. Okay, so she's like, come run. She's one of those dumb friends, like, do you want to do something fun? Like, okay, where are the puppies? She's like, no, let's go running. No, that's not fun. But anyway, so I was like, I didn't know what to do, because they're like, you have breast cancer. I'm like, I gotta go to this thing. So I show up and everyone's like, hi, my name is Bob, what's your name? I'm like, I have breast cancer. I was like, just in shock. So all these poor people are like, hi. But we bonded, because doing horrible things like running bonds people together. So we were training, and my intention was, I'm gonna sign up for the half marathon, and they're gonna schedule my surgery before I have to actually run the thing. Yeah. Wouldn't you know it, they scheduled it like 5 days after the half marathon. I'm like, So all my friends are like totally into it, and they're like, yay, we're doing this for you. I'm like, I would rather have the cash. You don't have to run, that's cool, just, I got Venmo. So for whatever reason, my hair got dyed pink. It was weird times. I showed up that day for the race, and all of my teammates on my I Run Vista team had pink compression socks, And like they had the guys that dyed like their hair pink, and I'm like, so I don't have to run, do I? And then they're like, you have to run. So I always run. I have a service dog, Chewbacca. He's like my running service dog because she was too young. She wasn't even born yet. Daisy, the other one, is too old and high. I can run. You give me your keys, Daisy. You are drunk. So Chewy kind of was my interim dog that when Daisy was too crazy and she wasn't born, he went with me places because that's just how it is. So just stop it. So Chewy, my vet, runs with us, so he runs. This is so Chewy's ready, and Chewy is named Chewy because he looks like Chewbacca. He's a doodle. So his mom is a standard poodle, and his dad is a Wookiee. And you've all seen, you know what Chewbacca looks like? This dog is Chewbacca. So we're running, and everyone is like, that dog! And it was, praise Jesus, they were looking at the dog, because I'm like, crying running. Not because I'm like, yeah, oh God, this is awesome, but I'm like, this is so stupid. But I couldn't quit, because people had signs, like, you can do it, and I know I can. So about mile 2, I think it was, when I got my first Uber. Turns out it was friggin' genius. And I got the fastest like time. They're like, you won! Like I could die! So in between my surgeries, I don't remember much from October to December. I watched a lot of Netflix. But I was just, I was just down for the count. But then I had another surgery in January, and then April is the Hapalua. It's a half marathon in Hawaii. So what I do is I call all my friends in Hawaii, my youth minister friends, and I say, hey, cuz, I'm coming to Island, yeah? And then they give me gigs, and then I have a place to stay. It's really quite the gig, kids. So I go to Hawaii, we do the half marathon, and I actually have no joke about this. I just wanted you to get a little insight of how awesome my life is. But we did that half marathon, and then we just, last Sunday, we did my third half marathon since being diagnosed. Yeah. No, don't clap, because it's stupid. The first one I did because I thought it was dying. I'm like, I'm doing it! And the second one, I'm like, okay, we're still alive. And this one, I didn't practice at all. And I got 2 Ubers this time. And it's not even a joke. I just wanted you to know that that's why now I'm eating whatever I want, because I'm like, I ran 13 miles, so I can eat this whole pizza. But then I put whipped cream on it, so it makes it keto. Are your friends doing the keto diet? That's dumb. You just stand with the refrigerator open, like eating whipped cream, and call it keto. That's what I do, at least. Google it if you guys don't know. Ask Alexa. My parents have Alexa. My parents have, oh my gosh. I love my parents. You know that, right? So let's talk about it. My dad, okay, I got Alexa for my dad. If you guys all know what I'm talking about, we're all on the same page. She's that thing that the government listens to okay. So my dad will be like, watch this, Alexa, blink, right? And then he asks us something, and then she's like, I'm sorry, I don't know. And then my dad will go, oh, you're so dumb, Alexa. And then my mom will go, don't talk to her like that. My mom is so nice. So she'll do this, she'll say, Brianna, because she gets the name wrong every time. Like, Brianna, what's the weather like today? And Alexa will be like, I'm not Brianna, but I know you're talking about me. The weather, we live in San Diego, the weather will be 72 forever. And then my mom, after Alexa says her thing, my mom goes, thank you, Alexa. And then Alexa gets confused and goes, what? And then it's like this whole, ugh. And then Roomba gets involved. Do you guys know what a Roomba is? It's a vacuum cleaner robot. So my mom got one about 15 years ago, like when they were first coming out. And this thing's a beast, and it's like, and she had a family meeting with us, and she's like, everyone, this is Roomba. And she's so excited. She's like, Roomba means I will never have to vacuum again. Poor mom. It's not what it means. It means she has to walk around and follow Roomba, and kind of like you guys have dogs when you drop food on the floor, and you go, right here, get it. My mom will call Roomba over. Roomba can't hear my mom, but my mom will say, Roomba, here, here, Roomba, here. Come on, come on. Not you, you sleep, sleep. You're such a good Oprah. I love you, Oprah. You guys can all say you met Oprah tonight. It was such a great night, you should have come. Oprah was there. With Gail. Never mind. So Roomba, it's just a fun thing. Every morning my mom makes an announcement. Everyone do not put anything on the floor that Roomba might mistake for food and choke on. Sure. I.e. shoelaces, screws, bolts, anything like that. So every morning, Roomba starts. So my mom watches Roomba, and then the dogs follow my mom, and it's like a daisy train, and it's so cute. And she's doing this thing the whole time, over here, over here. So I love my mom, and I love Photoshop. So what I did, because I was bored, I wrote this thing from iRobot saying that, thank you for purchasing one of our Roombas. Something has gone wrong. And several of the Roombas have gone crazy. And they started killing people. And it looked very official, so it was great when she opened it and I heard her go, oh no. It was so fun. And so I used to live at home because Jesus did it. So, and then even after he left this place, where did he go? His Father's house. So it's biblical. So no shame over here. I wasn't talking to you, lazy eye. I was talking to that one. They don't know. Shh, stop it. Stop judging them. Go to confession. You're all horrible people. Father Sean, you're going to have to hear these people's confessions. Okay, so Roomba. So when I lived at home, what I would do is wake up super early, and what I would do is take Roomba off its charging station, and every day I put Roomba closer and closer to her door, until finally I heard her open the door, and she went, oh my God. She went, Roomba, I just want you to know I'm on your team. I'm the one who charges you and takes the shoelaces out of you. If you're gonna murder anyone, murder Pat. She's horrible. My dad, 15 minutes and 30 seconds actually, no, 16 minutes and 30 seconds actually. That was tonight's homily time at my parish, 4:30 Mass. My dad, the only thing he uses his phone for is to time the homilies at Mass. It's the greatest thing ever. Jesus could come down himself and talk, and my dad could turn over and be like, it's been 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. So we got this new priest, Father Oscar. His homilies are like 4 minutes. My dad thinks he should be Pope. I'm like, that kid is great. Like, Dad, this is Spanish Mass. Do you even know what he's saying? Like, no, but yeah, that kid. It's awesome. We have a predominantly Spanish-speaking parish at my parish, which some of my homegirls are here. Where are you? What? Elizabeth? I work with her mom. I worked with her mom. 2 weeks ago, Father, he's a Jesuit, Father, the pastor, texted me and said, Mija, he does this thing where he calls everybody Mija or Mijo. It's a really great way to not have to know anybody's name. That's smart. I was a webmaster. It was only like 15 hours a week. And I did all the social media and video stuff. And he called me in and he said, Mija, there are seasons in ministry. Your season is firing. No, he said, we are eliminating your job. And I went, you're eliminating the website? He said, we're going in a different direction. And I said, like carrier pigeon? What are you doing? But he said, it's really a budget thing. You did nothing wrong. And I said, sir, if you think the $150 you pay me every 2 weeks is going to help you with the budget, you go for it, sir. So for the first time in almost 20 years, I do not work for my diocese. It's free. It's like this weight of me has been lifted. I thought I was going to be sad, but no. Look at me. I can go to my mass now and be like, someone's like, hey, someone just threw up. I'm like, not my problem. I'm just a parishioner. Do you know who's laughing the most? The people who work here. Dioceses are dioceses all over, because they're like, we can't pay you, but their retirement is out of this world. I need insurance. But that's what, being a Catholic comedian is the same thing. They're like, we would love to have you come to our conference and talk, but we're a little tight on money. Do you like apple pie? I mean, I do, but I can't pay my Verizon bill that way. I've tried. The machine won't take it. So I've gotten ahead of myself. I am the youngest of 3 girls for Patrick and Virginia McDonald, don't you know? Youngest, aka favorite, right? We're my youngest. Favorite, I know that. Favorite. And then we're the oldest kids. Right? Look at you, you're all straight-laced, and the Bob joke guy, he's smart. So you guys, now middle kids? I don't see anybody with their hand up. That's weird, nobody's here. So, there's 10 and 11 years between me and my sisters, my aka Irish twin sisters. I was a miracle or a oops, depending on who you talk to. I'm like, yeah, all right, sister. We're gonna get members only jackets together, me and you. They still make those? Why am I doing this? I haven't even been drinking. This could be a result of the breast cancer, I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Oh, I can joke. I have the C card. It's awesome. I'm getting free dinners at Denny's. I am getting free ice cream. I use the C card all the time. So the youngest, there's a 10-year difference. By the time I came along, my parents were just tired. They're like, go. So, when the firstborn comes and the parents read books and they're like, what do we do? And, the baby spits out the pacifier. The parents are like, pick that up and throw it away. That dirty pacifier is not going back in my baby's mouth. The second kid, the baby's like, and they spit it, they pick it up and they're like, let's disinfect it, and then it can go back in the mouth. By the time I came out, I was like, pacifier, and they'd pick it up and they'd go, here, lick this off. There you go, you're fine. Go watch TV. You're good. Maybe you didn't pick up on this, but I was a bit of a talker-backer back in the day. My dad would say something like, go clean that up. You clean it up. And then I thought my dad was deaf forever, because he'd always go, what? Dad's deaf. So my dad is Scottish. It's kind of like the Irish lazy cousin. So if you know anything about the Scottish, they're very proud people until you piss them off and they will snap. One day we were all sitting there having lovely lunch and my dad said something and I blah blah blah, I mouthed off and he did that, what did you say? And he picked me up out of the chair I was in, which was just last week. So he threw his back. I was like, God, how much do you weigh? No. He picked me up and he didn't realize that we were right under a ceiling fan that was on. Right? So I'm going, Dad. And he did what any kind, loving father would do if he thought he hurt his little girl. He screamed like a woman and threw me to the ground. And it didn't hurt, what with the plate in my head, but I milked it for all it was worth, like a quick went, ah! And for months after that, whenever they would say, go to your room, I'd grab my head and point to the fan. Say, why didn't you go to your room? Got the number to child services here. I'm gonna take the car. I'm like, you're 12. I know. Good times. See, now you can't even look cross at your kid without someone calling 911, right? But back in the day, you'd be in the store and your mom would give you a swat because you were doing something bad, yeah? And someone would stop you and be like, excuse me, ma'am, you're doing that wrong? You're actually, you should really pause at the top of your swing. And then you wanna pause, keep this straight, and then swing through when you hit your baby. Boom. See how you were doing it? You were actually hurting yourself more than the baby. Now I correct my dog and people are like, oh no, and you know, the Arms of the Angel starts playing and it's like in one of those awful commercials. Dude, when you hear that song, you know that the dog's shaking and the commercial, and I hear that and I'm like, no! Because that lady's singing and they want money and I'm like, oh, you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's fine, they do in the back, right? You guys do. Oh, sisters, let's get matching tattoos. No, my dad said I can't. I'm 42 and he still tells me what to do. And that's the way we like it. That's good. So pray for them back there. See, it's cool, because we're Catholic, right? So you can talk about anybody as long as you follow it up with, so pray for them. Because it's not gossip, it's just prayerful concern. Did you hear about Sally? What? Well, I can't. Okay, well, do you promise to pray for her? Oh, yeah. Yes. Because technically we're all of God's children, right? But some are middle children. Yeah. That was a funny joke. Kristen and I wrote that before the show. So we're talking about the same person that we don't like. That's why we're friends. We're like, let's pray for her. We're like, yeah. She has a lot of prayer. Hands-on prayer. I just talked like a millennial for a minute there. Yeah. There's so much millennial bashing now, huh? Do you guys want to talk about it? No, I'm just kidding. I like everyone. Not really. I don't like most people. But I like you guys. Oh, I should go to confession. Confession when you're little is super scary, right? Because they're like, hey, go in the box and tell the guy all the bad things you did. I remember 4th grade in Vista, California. I'm standing in the back, John Anthony Blakemore, Mark Boucher, Jay Bartletti. I'm standing in line, first reconciliation, and I just have stage fright. I'm like, they're like, are you ready? I'm like, it's my name. I just went blank. I got the cold sweats. I'm like, So I cheated off the guy in front of me. I'm like, what are you gonna say? So I go in there, bless me, Father, if I have sinned. I fought with my brothers, and the priest stopped me because, you know, we are always friends with our pastors at my parish. Well, we were. No, but do you know him? Anyway, I fought with my brothers, and they would stop me like, Judy, you don't have brothers. I'm like, crap. So it turns out lying in confession is a sin, so I had to get back in line. Confession was like an all-day thing for me. Like, it's me again. I didn't do that. My favorite time of year is Lent and, what's the other one? Advent. Yeah! USD. Nicole, we went to school together at Catholic University in San Diego, the University of San Diego. This weekend is our anniversary, our reunion, right? Homecoming, whatever, reunion. So, 1998 is when I was supposed to graduate. I graduated in 99, but all my friends graduated in 98, so I get like all the newsletters for their class, because, shut up, okay. Most people, when they stay as long as me, come out as doctors, but I have a degree in communication. $100,000 well spent right here. I don't know what the beginning of that joke was. Let's move on. Do you guys know confession? That was a good one. My favorite time is Advent and Lent because it's when it's confession palooza. It's when Father calls up all of his friends around, you know, and he's like, hey buddy, what are you doing on Wednesday? Yes, we're gonna watch the game. Yeah, steak, scotch, come on over, bring your stole. Click. So Father gets them all liquored up, right? This is what they do in my diocese at least. They feed them good, they get them liquored up, and they put them, and then you have like all these priests for confession. And it's great because it's Mr. Stranger Priest. Because it's so much easier to go to a priest that you don't know, right? And then, so in my parish at least, the Knights of Columbus or whoever stops you in there, you know, like, hold on. There's one over here, you go over there. I hate that, because I'm like looking like, almost like Red Lobster, when you pick out, you know, which one. I'm like, I want that one. He seems to be deaf. My confessor has been my confessor for years, Father Peter Van Loo. He's Vietnamese, he speaks no English. I speak no Vietnamese, but I figure the Holy Spirit will work it out. I believe it. So about 10 years ago, I went to Ireland, the Holy Land, and I went there, and my friends, the Foys, and they had 11 children, and is that the Bob Hope movie? Do you remember that movie? 10, was it 10 little Foys or 11? It was 10, okay, well, okay. They had 10, they didn't have 11. The one kid drowned. No, they had 10, no, I'm just kidding. Drowned? Settle down, go to confession. Stop judging me. So boys were there, and they had a priest in town, because he was from Poland. He spoke very little English. And we were going to have a home mass. Like, you know, it's good, it's good. Irish people love when priests come over because they're like celebrities. Them and the Kennedys. They're like, if you go to an Irish person's house, there's a picture of the Pope and then JFK in their house. Have you been to Ireland? Have you stayed in the B&B? There's a JFK there. Okay, so it's like celebrity when there's a mass said in the house, and it's beautiful. So before mass, in very broken English, Father says, before mass, I offer confession, yes? And I went, yes, Father, ultimate stranger priest. I'm on the other side of the world, this guy's from the other side of the world. I'm like, let's do this thing. So I get in there, I'm like, I'm gonna tell him everything. Because you know, sometimes you hold back, right? You're like, I did a thing. Let's just leave it at that. God knows what it is. So I'm like, I'm telling him everything, right? This is gonna be awesome. So I get in there, I'm like, bless you, Father, Fry. And he goes, before you start, you're a funny girl from internet, yes? Oh. Yeah, bless you, Father, fought with my brothers. Good times. Before I did this, I was a junior high youth minister. I'm like, oh, that's when the drinking started for me. Right? Like, I see God in everyone, but those kids are just... Not you. You're fine. You're cute. You haven't turned yet. But when you get to junior high, something happens. Like, all the hormones start, and like, the zits start, and the girls shoot up to 10 feet high, and the guys are still down here, like with spears. And the worst thing was watching like the Love Connection, because they would go and go like, I like you. You know, I like you. And they would come up and be like, Judy, me and Billy are dating. We're going out. Where are you going? Is he gonna pick you up on your skateboard? My mom can pick up if your mom can drop off. And then like 3 songs later in a mixer, they'd come up and be like, me and Billy broke up. I thought it was like, hi Jimmy. It's like, quick, you had to be. So this was a typical meeting for me. In the name of the Father, hey, put it down. In the name of the Father, stop it! In the name of the Father, and the Son, you guys, shut up! I love you! But I want to kill you! They were just, so apparently shouldn't give, there's a new thing written in our diocese, you can't give kids NyQuil. But I found that the youth meetings went so much better. She's taking notes, Father. I noticed you were drinking a lot because, you know, the kids. Don't judge her. Speaking of drinking a lot, have anybody ever been down to Louisiana? We were watching LSU today, right? We were hanging out. Was that LSU? It's Louisiana State University. Keenan, close your mouth. I love you, Keenan. If this doesn't work out. I went down to Louisiana. I did a documentary for the Diocese of Houma, Thibodaux, down Louisiana. They call me Miss Judy down. They all talk like Foghorn Leghorn. Well, hello there, Miss Judy. Hello, Bishop. That's how they talk, and it was great. I found out. So let me preface this real quick. I ate onions this morning. And I'm highly susceptible to what onions do to me. I had to take what did I take? Get your hand off her, she's married. Okay, Zofran. Did I take a Zofran? That's the only thing I took. Jody, don't make me talk about what happened last night. Just kidding, nothing. Happy birthday, though. Do you know you can have a party in their neighborhood until 4 a.m. The cops don't come? Here's a side note. I called the cops last night because I was tired. But they're like, we already have a squad there. And it turned out it was two of the kids going, one of the kids was DJing this guy. This is funny, you guys, just for them. And I don't expect you to laugh, but I have to go home with these people. Anyway. Okay, so my body rejects onions, okay? Same thing for me down. I found out I was allergic to crawfish after years of eating shellfish. When you go down to Louisiana and you eat the things that crawl in the mud and eat dirt, my body rejected them like an organ, you know, a donor organ. Like, you know, when your body's like, no, my body with Cajun food was like, leave now. My first miracle. Everything solid turns to liquid. We're all mature. This has happened to all of you. I found out why they call it the bayou. Because when you're driving down there, you're by yourself. There ain't nothing. Here you can drive and there's a Starbucks in a Starbucks on the corner where there's a Starbucks. There's a safe bathroom everywhere, right? And to bayou, nothing. So I'm driving from New Orleans down to Houma, which is about 45 minutes. And I'm driving, and there's nothing there, and I hear that. And I turn the music louder. I'm like, nope. I don't like when your car starts going, no. Not at my estate today. So I'm driving, and it's like, I want out. And I'm like, I bind you by the blood of Jesus. You stay in there. You're not coming out today. This is a rental. And I start to do that pleading prayer, like, Lord Jesus, you can do all things. You made the hippo. I can't even make lasagna. If you find me a bathroom, and I preface it, a clean bathroom, I will become a nun. Never mind, there's one, never mind, that's mine. I found that my way is out. No. Is that what happened, sister? I love you already. She's cool. Let's give it up for our sister. She said you guys have 2 sisters, right? Other sister chose to go to the rosary. And I said, Jesus would choose to be here with the drinkers and the sinners, amen? Yay! By yourself. So tomorrow is a big day because it's Sunday, and a lot of people on Sunday go to my favorite buffet, Costco. Right? You go in for one thing, you come out with $100 worth of crap you don't need. You're like, it's okay. I got some chicken, so joke's on them. I one day want to have the self-esteem that Costco sample ladies have. At least at my place. You have to be over 105. And speaking of public speakers, these ladies, like, if I look out and someone's just going, I kind of get like, Costco ladies, there could be no one in the aisle for like 2 aisles. This chicken you put in for $5.98. They don't care. They're just going. They're like, this lasagna you put it for $2. Little girl, ask your mother's permission. But I wonder how these Costco people get different samples, because one lady was like, okay, these cookies, you want a cookie? I'm like, whoa, that's pretty good. And this other lady's like, you want to pet a puppy? I'm like, whoa. This other lady was like, I got paper towel samples. What did you do to get paper towel samples? But how do you sample that? Like, oh, some cookie and puppy spit. Thank you, Clarence. But I spent a lot of first dates there. Good, $1.50, you get a drink and a hot dog. It's a good deal. You like the Costco, yeah? My dad will call from Costco. When my dad goes to Costco, my mom and I go, oh, brace yourselves. He'll call 20 times. Almost like a running commentary. Almost like his version of FaceTime before FaceTime. Because do you guys have friends that do, hey, guess where I am? At Costco. Isn't that crazy? You're telling me this. So my dad will call and it's great. My dad, the other day, he bought, those ginormous things of toilet paper? He got one of those, and in the other hand, he came in with a giant can of chili. That's your weekend. I'm like, Costco. It's good times. So after Costco, typically I will go, I try to get to daily mass. I also try to run 10 miles a day. I try a lot. But I don't always make it. And I hate when I get to mass and this one lady always turns around and she looks and goes, like looks at her watch and looks at me and you're going to hell. But then what's great is when someone comes in later than you and you're like, hey, look! Look, she's here later than... It's kind of like when you go through a yellow light and you're okay if a car comes behind you, you're like, I'm not going to get a ticket. Did you just say, oh yeah, Judy? Great, I have to drive home tonight. Did you just give her one drink ticket? Judy, you kids made your mother drink. I'm just kidding. She drank before you came along. I go to, there's a couple places by, I can't go to St. Francis anymore because, I got the firing. But there's the Abbey, Prince of Peace Abbey. We have Benedictine monks. And then we have Franciscan friars. Of course, we have all the missions, right? In California. In California, they make you make a mission. Do you have to do that here? No. We do Mormon trail! Okay. So we have the mission. I choose to go to the Abbey because it's closest to the beach, and I like to go surfing, What? So I have a pew that I like to sit in, right? That's my pew. Like, Jesus knows I sit there. Like, if he comes back and someone else is there, he's gonna be like, where's Judy? Who are you? So I go the other day, and this lady's in my pew, this grandma. I love grandmas, but she's in my pew. And she's a stranger grandma. Everyone else knows not to sit there. That's my spot. It's like, curve to, yeah. So I go in, and I'm like, move! In my head, but in outward, I'm just like, hi, lady. And she looks at me and she's like, And she, kind of looks at me because I get that I'm like stunningly beautiful. So people stare sometimes. And it doesn't help when you're bringing Oprah with you, okay? I'm used to having a service dog. I'm used to having a service dog and training another dog. I'm used to it. But other people, especially when I travel in the middle states, they're like, you can't bring a dog in here. How dare you? So this is kind of one of those ladies. But anyway, it comes to communion time. And this lady does this to me. She looks at me and she looks at her purse. And she looks at me, she picks up her purse and she brings it with her to communion. She profiles me. Like she looked at me and she went, ne'er-do-well. Like I was gonna, mug her. Like, got your purse. So, to teach her a lesson, because I think all moments are teaching moments. When she was praying, I took 20 out of her little billfold. I put it in the collection, so it was cyclical. And then I went to confession. Yay! So, another mention. I'm into lidocaine patches now. Are you people? I've had two. I've had fusion on the back, and I'm just a mess. When you have a car with old parts. My parents are older when they had me. I think that's what the problem is. So my marathon last week, I had like 8 lidocaine patches, and I was smoking one of the patches, and I'm still. It was a lot. Okay, sorry. What was the point of this? Stranger people. Went to your mass. It was a beautiful time because as Catholics we believe anywhere you go, right? It's the true presence in the Eucharist. It got quiet. They're like, oh, she's talking about Jesus. But Catholic is universal, kind of like Walmart's. Like you walk into a Walmart in Portland, it smells the same as my Walmart in San Diego. Same greeter there, Bob. Welcome to Walmart. No hugs, Bob. No hugs. And this is maybe, say what you want, but when I'm having a bad day, I go into a Walmart, even if I don't need to buy anything, just to feel pretty. He's here in confessions. He's here in confessions. I walk in and I could be wearing sweatpants, no makeup, and I'm still top 10 in that store. Hey, everybody. True story, so I was in Louisiana, and I love going to different Walmarts. I just love it, because I know we play a game, like with my host people. I'm like, hey, okay, you give me 5 things, and I'll be back in 5 minutes, because I know Walmart layouts. So I went, we were like 2, 3 in the morning at this 24-hour Walmart, which is where Jesus should live, not just hang out. But I go in, and no lie, there is a man in a surgical gown, and he was the manager. It was just like, wow! If you don't understand what I'm saying, maybe you're fancy. Maybe you go to Target. Sorry, Target. Target is one of those places where you go and you're in the car and you're like, okay, I need gum. All I need is gum. Gum. You come back 20 minutes later, you're like, you got paper towels, you got a microwave and a puppy. And they don't even sell puppies there. You're like, how did this happen? And there's no gum. You gotta go back. You guys, I like you a lot. Tomorrow, Jody, let's go to Costco. Walmart. Shut up, Jody. I'm telling her, Jody. I'm just kidding. Okay, Costco, Walmart, Target, Roll-Off Farms. Got it. Okay. Good times. I love being Catholic too, because we do things like, Hail Mary, full of grace, help me find a parking space. Dear Saint Anne, help me find a man. It's no wonder people think we're weird, right? You're selling your house? Did you bury your Saint Joseph statue upside down? That's not weird, that's a thing. Judge me. Good times. My mom is she's a Mary nut, like she's BFFs with Mary. I was blessed to take her on a tour. I had a show, I've taken her to Europe 3 times, but we got to go to Medjugorje. And Medjugorje is where Mary's been appearing, popping up, going, hey! And for the last however long. And my mom was like so pumped when she was there. She was like a wrestler on steroids. She's like, we're gonna pray! And she was picking up priests, hugging them, throwing them. Yeah! It was awesome. So my dad, Patrick, commissioned a giant Mary statue to be made for my mom one Christmas. And at the time I was working at our CBS affiliate down in San Diego, KFMB, and I was the floor manager. I did this. and usually I would point to the wrong camera. And anyway, so I worked Christmas Eve, and it was 11, you get off 11:30, 12. By the time I got home, it was like 1 a.m. All the lights in the house were off, except like one lone light shining down on herself. So I walk into the house, and I'm like, oh, Hail Mary. I think it's real, because there's this giant 6-foot Mary statue, like she could play for the Lakers, Mary, like. She's there, and I'm just going, holy hi! Big fan of your son. Do I take my shoes off? What the heck? Hi! And after a while, she's not blinking. So I realized that's a statue. So the next morning, my dad comes out, Merry Christmas, did you see Giant Mary? Like, did you see the puddle? Yeah, I saw Giant Mary. You tell someone when you get a life-size Mary statue. That's not funny. I thought it was it. I thought, here we go. Here we go. You guys tired yet? Ugh. You're young. You don't even know what lidocaine patches are yet. Father, what time are we waking up tomorrow to go running? Wrong answer. You don't have to run, Father, because God loves you just as you are. You let this go. Just get one of these. Look at Jody, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Look. This will save your life in a car accident. It's a sleep protector. Do you know when we were hit by that Stanley Steamer van? This saved me. Skinny girls would have died. Can I get an amen? Thank you. You have like 5% body fat. Stop it. I don't even run anymore. A lot of pent-up energy here. 4 a.m. the party went to, Jody. If I don't get my 12 hours of sleep, well, I am just a mess. Stay. Y'all know why you don't ever talk to a service dog while they're working, correct? If not, Susie can tell you. Right, Susie? So, actually, the organization I work for, it's amazing what we're doing now. We're working our dogs. One of our dogs, Dexter, who I help train, can alert his person 13 minutes before her seizures. And every time I say it, I get chills. It's amazing what these, we work with scent. One of our dogs is now alerting to POTS, which is when, is it blood pressure or heartbeat? It goes way low and then way high and people faint and it's just horrible. And our dogs are just amazing. So if you ever ask, always ask if you can pet. Oprah's in training, and she's Oprah. So, but it's just amazing what dogs can do. And I think it's amazing that, cat spelled backwards does not spell God. You think about that. Are you cat people or dog people? Right? You're going to heaven, dog, good. Not to say cat people aren't, but you just have a higher self-esteem than me. Because a cat can look at me and just wreck my whole day. Like, you can be, you can forget your keys, come back in, and your dog's like, hi! After 10 seconds, right? Hey! You look great! What? You could be in a coma, come home, after 8 years, and your cat's like, ugh. Why are you even here? That's why there's no such thing as a service cat. A service dog will stay by your bed and be like, I love you, you can do it. A service cat, you would wake up and they'd be like, go to the light. Have you ever walked in on your cat when they're doing that cat yoga? And you're like all the way over here. And they look at you like, don't judge me. I went to Mass today and it was beautiful and the words were on the wall, which is awesome. I didn't tell my priest because we bought TVs at our church, right? That's a waste of money. Do it on the wall. Brilliant. So I always get confused though because we're a universal church, but sometimes do things a little different. Like at Our Father, you hold hands. And I travel some places and they're like, ew. No. not liturgically correct. Stupid. Because that's really bringing, unity when you fight over stuff like that. Your words are on the wall. Going to hell. Okay, but kiss of peace time too is confusing because you go to like shake hands, people are like, oh, we hug here. Or the worst is when you go to hug someone, they're like, eh. Or there's all kinds of different readers. Like there's the tricky dick, the grandpa in the back one. And then the grandma that didn't want to touch you because she talked to the lady that sat next to you at communion. She's like, and then nothing says like, Christ's love as when someone shakes your hand and then gets out the pearl from their purse. Like, Jesus loves you, but I think you're dirty. So what I do now, come kiss of peace time, I go, hi, Judy. I don't really get asked back to a lot of parishes. If you guys had fun tonight, I know I did. I love this ministry because I do the same shows that I used to do in the clubs, but kind of about 20 years ago, I got invited kind of quietly by the Holy Spirit to do this in parishes, and I was like, but God, it's me, Margaret. No, I said, but there are no such things as Catholic comedians. And God's like, you're so stupid. Yes, there are. That's how he talks to me. He's like, stupid, dummy. No, but if whatever you do in your life, if you are a nun. No, that's a bad example. If you're a priest, no. If you are an accountant, be a Catholic accountant. I knew you guys were back there. I saw you at the party last night. Okay. If you are a grandma, be a Catholic grandma. You are called to be a witness no matter where you are. You don't have to go out and get paid an enormous amount of money to do what I do. And you don't have to go out like Mother Teresa and pick up dying people in the streets and care for them. You are called to be Christian, first and foremost, hardest thing ever, to your family, right? That's I just got the chills again. That's hard, and it's hard for a reason. But then, you know what, wherever you are, for your work people, for your school people, for your kids that you go out and go clubbing with, you can be an example. And you don't have to be a wet blanket. Because I feel like I'm pretty full gal. But I feel like wherever you are, you can bring joy in your own way, right? You can be Catholic, you can be Christian, you can be whatever you are. Someone is going to see you, and that's the only impression they get of a Catholic person. And if you're going to be like, no wonder we get such a bad rap, man. We used to be the fun Christians, the drinkers, the 10 kids. Come on, let's bring that back again. So amen that we are drinking and having fellowship and eating, because that's just what Jesus did, right? It's just what he did. So let's have fun. Let's bring the fun back in church again. Yeah, what Jody said. No, it's cousins. Remember, we're cousins. So I have these sheep shirts, and it says "Sheep happens." Kind of funny and kind of naughty. But on it, it's my favorite scripture. It's John 10:27, which I know you're Catholic, so I'll tell you what it means. Please, I know you all have that giant Bible at home that if it fell on a child would kill them. And it's dusty, but it's the part after he fights the dragon. And he talks about, I am the good shepherd, and I lay down my life for my sheep. Hi. Ignore her, don't look at her. I lay down my life for my sheep. My sheep know my name, they follow me. I spent some time in Ireland. I went to school in Ireland because I couldn't graduate USD because I couldn't pass Italian. I graduated high school thinking I was Mexican because of all the Mexicans in my high school. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm gonna take Italian. When when I get to college. I'd get there and my teacher thought I was deaf because she'd go, "Manja, spaghetti." And I go, "What?" I had some auditory thing that was not yet invented. See, ADD wasn't a thing when I was little, it was just your DUMB. So anyway, long story short, they sent me to Ireland to complete my language requirement. So I'm in Ireland, it's raining every day, smells like sheep. Sheep are incredibly dumb. Stay there. They're dumb. They need a shepherd to protect them, to tell them where to go, to keep them together. And the great crazy thing is about all these analogies when, you know, a lost sheep, the shepherd's gonna go get him. You would never leave 99 sheep to go get one stupid dumb sheep. But Jesus pursues us. Jesus is like, "No, you dumb sheep. I'm gonna come get you. I'm gonna come get you." And a lot of people now in our climate, they will hear sheep and they'll say like, "Oh, you're just a dumb sheep. You're a dumb Catholic sheep and you're gonna do whatever Pope tells you to do." No, I am dumb. I already know that. I'm admitting to be dumb and I need a savior. I need a shepherd. So this is my little way. This is my way to spread this message of sheep happens. I think sheep can happen. I think you can go out and you can spread this message of joy. I have little pins, little stickers. I have sweatshirts, but only 4 because I forgot to, or I was busy with the cancer, but don't let that sway you. So sorry I didn't get them all printed. Busy. But I have those, I have CDs and DVDs. If you have kids or anybody that's fallen away from the church, help me, I'm falling. This is my way. I tell them, I get them all lulled into a false sense of security with the jokes and then hit them in the face with Jesus. So if you want to do that for Christmas, whatever, or whatever you celebrate, hopefully it's Christmas, I mean, why are you here? If you stumbled in here, I'm sorry, and welcome, we enjoy all faiths. But go talk to my cousin Jody over there if you need that. I'm on the interwebs, that's the one with the email. I'm on the Facebook, I'm on all those other things, so I'll be over there to speak with you. And Oprah will not be able to speak with you except if she's on a break. Do you have any other questions? You talk to me over there, because I have a feeling it's going to be about where babies come from, and I don't know yet. So thank you guys so much.